Let's go. So another very suspenseful chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. This chapter, first of all, it hinted at a couple different things, and it just built up even more suspense. It feels as though it slightly starts to head into the direction of answering a question, and then it just goes, you'll find out in due time. Now, for starters, in the beginning of this chapter, the camera girl that basically wants a belonging of Sasaki to give to her model because she finds this person to be very depressed or anything. Now, there was a couple things about it. First of all, it made me wonder exactly who is this person, because obviously you would think immediately Tsukiyama. However, I don't know if it was a translation error or what was up, because she said, oh, she's been gloomy and, depressed or whatever. So if she would have said he, I would have immediately said Tsukiyama. Now, I don't know if she was speaking in code, this little camera girl, which actually is like in her 20s or some shit. She's not actually a little kid. So it made me wonder, like, is this Tsukiyama? Or could it actually be for that person that was crying in the beginning of chapter 1? Kane, I believe, and maybe this person is actually the relative or girlfriend or some shit to Tsukiyama, and she wants to give it to her so she could give it to Tsukiyama. Either way is like, you could definitely see us hinting that way, that Tsukiyama still believes. But the thing about it is if Tsukiyama had the knowledge that Sasaki is actually Kaneki himself, right? Because, the big theory is he's actually Kaneki himself. Why wouldn't he have took action up until this point and say, yo, come back, please, we need you, or, try to attack or try to eat him or anything like that? So it makes me wonder, does he have any suspicions that Sasaki is Kaneki, or could it be that he knows that Sasaki is a whole different person, but maybe with some of Kaneki's organs inside of him, and maybe he even has some of Kaneki's memories? Now, you can definitely see between Uri and Shirazu. Shirazu was very gullible. Uri was basically able to throw him off and kind of take away his trust from Sasaki or Kaneki or whatever the hell you want to call him, and basically say, yeah, at the same time he's controlling him, because Uri, he looks like he's going to be an obstacle that ultimately at some given point Sasaki's going to have to say, yo, motherfucker, you're going to respect me, and probably even beat the shit out of him, because you can definitely see not only does he look at him like, oh, he isn't worthy, but then at the same time, he's not listening to him. He's not following the investigation. He's going off on his own. He's doing things on his own, and he's just kind of being very shady. So at some given point, I do want to see Sasaki beat the fuck out of Uri's cocky ass, and now Shirazu's going to be working under him because he kind of is stupid, I guess you could say. And did anyone else get them feels when you saw him get upset and Sasuke's like, I gotta show them serious me, and started cracking his knuckles? It's like, come on, it has to be like, Suishida, why are you doing this to us? Why are you playing with our fucking minds? Is this Kaneki, or is it somebody with Kaneki's organs and memories, or what the fuck is it? Like, when he started cracking the knuckles, it's like, who does that? We know who do that. Why are you fucking playing with us, bro? And when he went to see Donato, if I'm correct, Donato was the same guy when Amon was younger. He was basically his legal guardian and kind of, ran the church or whatever, but he was actually a ghoul. And it makes me think, first of all, for him to still be around, how the hell is he even getting all these connections to begin with? How is he getting all this info that they're constantly going to him and saying, give us some info when he's locked up? So he has to have either a man inside, maybe he's really tight buddies with Aogiri Tree, the leader of it. How is he getting all this info? And it seems as though he might be familiar with him at some given point, because probably already a couple different times Akira and Sasuke have gone in there to get info, which again just leads me to believe this guy is like either some fucking psychic ghoul or he has some huge connections. And now it's starting to look like Torso might not be anybody that we actually know, or it could be something like, a huge mystery right now, because basically like, oh, it's a taxi driver. It's basically somebody that's blended into society. So if he's a taxi driver, first of all, he has to look like somebody normal and chill. And then just the way they did it in the end, it was just like, who the fuck could this be? But one of the things that caught my eye about Donato at the end of his conversation, he's like, oh, when you solve this case, come to me. I need to talk about another case, and I want you to come alone. And I'm like, what is this case about? Could it have something to do with Dr. Kano, Amon, something totally different? Or could it have something to do with actually Kaneki himself? It's like, what's going on? And another huge thing that is hinting that this guy is Kaneki, or definitely has some organs or something from Kaneki inside of him, is him having these nightmares, so to speak, of white-haired Kaneki basically saying, once they're done with you, they're going to get rid of you. So it's already a known fact that they know he's a ghoul, he knows he's a ghoul, and ultimately it's just a matter of like, okay, do they threaten him? Is he actually like, because you can't be fucking brainwashed, but then at the same time under some threat, like the minute you do something, we're fucking you up and you're done. So there's definitely something in there. Maybe it's Kaneki like acting like it, like actually this is Kaneki and he knows what's going on, but he's a good actor, because I think we've seen in the past that he's actually pretty good at acting. And last but not least, that ending with the girl seemingly a part of Aogiri Tree talking to Torso, giving him a message from Aogiri. So a lot of questions. First of all, that means that we find out in this chapter Torso has no affiliation with Aogiri Tree, but they're trying to meet up with him, or it could be that he actually is with Aogiri Tree and the tree is giving him another mission. So it could be either or. It's not, I guess, confirmation. But this girl, I'm thinking the way they built it up is as if we're supposed to know who she is. Now, there's only so many people that this person could be. We basically only know of like 4 girls that could possibly even fit this age and this look or whatever. There's Toka, there's Hinami, there's Kimi, and there's Yoriko, the girl that was basically Toka's friend. Now, Toka, I don't think it's her. It looks too young. Hinami, we've seen her in the beginning of chapter 1. Not only does she have brown hair, so it would be shaded a lot lighter. Ultimately, she's seen her with Ayato. I don't know if Ayato is even a part of Aogiri anymore. I guess it could be Hinami, although why would he's shaded out when we already seen her in the beginning of chapter 1? And also, she looks a little bit older, but it could be that the beginning of chapter 1 was maybe a year before or a couple years before our timeline right now. Could be Kimi, but then why would she be with Aogiri Tree? Was she looking for Nishio, or is Nishio involved with them? And then it kind of looks like Yoriko as well, but then why the fuck? That would be just completely like, there would be a lot of explanation that needs to be shown as to what the fuck would be the reason for her to get with them. How did it all come about? So there's only really 4 people that it could potentially be, and I'm not really sure who it could be, honestly. It's just really a huge mystery at this point, but I'm excited to find out. And overall, another solid 8 very good chapters this week. A lot of suspense, a lot of questions, but it's just like more and more pointing that there's a huge obvious, I mean, anyone that fucking has a pair of eyes can see that there's something up, that Kaneki is involved with Sasaki. It's just a matter of, is that him, or is it just his organs, or, you know, what's up? Is Kaneki actually dead and it's just his organs inside? And who knows, maybe at some point we can have some fucking Kaguya Otsuki Kaneki take over Sasaki's body, which would kind of make me sad, because at the end of the day, if it's only that Kaneki could come through Sasaki's body, ultimately Kaneki really is dead. But either way, I can't wait to find out. And again, very good chapter. Let me know what you think. Who is that girl at the end of the chapter? What is it you think that Donata had to fucking say to Sasaki the next time he comes around? Also, was that a typo, or was it that Kane is related to Sukiyama, so she wanted to get that for Kane, so Kane could give it to Sukiyama? And does Sasaki know he's Kaneki, or what's up with that? There's just so many questions. And your thoughts on this chapter. I'm just loving the suspense. Keep building it up, and I'll keep eating it up, because it's enjoyable as fuck. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say, or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm from that world, and as always, people, have an awesome day.